Hi, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. We are Dani Guerra and Stephanie Ortiz, and today we are going to talk about our research that we call it the influence of pop music on developing English materials. So, this is the agenda for today's presentation. First, we are going to talk about our interest area, then, why we chose this topic, then the particular issue, the objective questions, or well, tentative questions, categories, and finally our conclusions. So, our interest area is how the music can influence the learning of English as a foreign language. We chose this topic because both Dana and I learn English by listening to music, especially pop music, and this allowed us to form a personal connection with the language. We believe that developing new material based on pop music can help students to connect emotionally with the language, in this case English, and this can enhance learning experience.
Hi, so for our research, the particular issue is that for pop culture in the classroom and material based on it, there's basically they follow the same approach. It's like fill in the gaps. Let's talk about what's the meaning behind the song, or can you identify the grammar that was used in this? And so there's no creativity. It has to stuck on the same thing. And as well, at the time of searching for articles for our research, we also have no found articles that were written in Colombian or published. The closest one was in Ecuador, so there's a lack of research in this area in the continent. So basically, the objective of our research is to design didactic material based on English pop music to facilitate the development of oral skills for students from the bachelor's degree of foreign languages with emphasis in English that are in first semester at the University Industrial de Santander, UIS. Based on the objective of our research, the questions that are arisen for our literature review are: firstly, how can didactic materials based on pop music improve the students' engagement in the lesson? Secondly, how does English pop music improve oral skills in the students? And thirdly and finally, it's what is the criteria for creating didactic material based on pop music? So, based on our research and readings, we are hoping and expecting to answer these questions or come up with an answer.
So we have three categories. The first one is called social media influence. This category emphasizes the interconnection between social media, pop music, and English as a foreign language learning. The studies reveal that platforms like Twitter, Spotify, and YouTube act as an informal learning environments where learners often unconsciously develop speaking, pronunciation, and sometimes vocabulary skills through interaction, repetition, and engagement with music related content. And FISA 2020 and Labis and Wahunu 2024 highlight student interest based learning through platforms like Twitter and Spotify. And Wahuni et al. 2024 connect YouTube based activities with improve pronunciation and oral fluency. So this category is useful because first demonstrates how digital platforms amplify the reach and impact of English pop music on learners' oral development. Second, provides evidence for integrating tech-based socially relevant materials like lyric discussions, karaoke, and fan forums into the didactic designs. And Finally, encourages the inclusion of student favorite artists and platforms as a way to boost motivation and speaking fluency. The second category is materials analysis and educators' perspective in educational applications. This category focuses on how pop music is currently integrated into teaching materials and how educators perceive its use. The studies identify a gap. Materials often remain traditional, and educators call for more creative, student-centered approaches using pop culture. Kostadinowska et al. 2015 point out the traditional and limited nature of music-based activities in textbooks, and Suiran 2028 and Asmin and Porwati 2023b stress the need for innovative pop culture-based materials that reflect students' interests and generate genuine engagement. And the third and our final category is research in formal education classroom. This category explores real-life applications of pop music in high school and university classrooms, focusing on how it enhances speaking, vocabulary, fluency, and motivation. This research confirms that pop music reduces anxiety, increases participation, and leads to better retention. The first category is high school. All these studies, Camino, Riscarol, Cheung, Parmana, and Megawati, Camille, Ramadan et al. Show that students benefit emotionally and cognitively from pop music. And music is shown to reduce anxiety, boost motivation, and promote oral participation. So this subcategory is important because first confirms the emotional and cognitive benefits of using pop music to improve oral skills, and also suggests that activities like singing, karaoke, discussions, and pronunciation exercises are especially effective at this level. So our second and final subcategory is university. Placer et al. 2024 and Danisha et al. 2023 show increased motivation and vocabulary acquisition. Santi et al. 2024 and Journals 2025 highlight the importance of emotional bonds, reduced anxiety, and authentic interaction with the language. All these studies reveal that pop music has measurable impact on speaking, listening, and pronunciation among university students. This subcategory is important because it reinforces that pop music is not only motivational but also functionally effective at the university level, especially for first semester students, and highlights that creating a safe and comfortable classroom environment supports oral participations.
Okay, so finally we have the conclusions for our research. First of all, as my classmate already mentioned in many of the articles, pop music is announced as a powerful tool that can be implemented in the lesson, but especially for our research, how it can enhance the oral skills for students in which English is a second language, as well as increasing their engagement, enhancing their participation, and also the emotional connection these students create with this genre of music. And everything that revolves around pop music, the artists, the culture in itself, the fandoms, and that is very linked with social media platforms and how they can be used as platforms in which you can practice language, but always taking into account the students' interests and what they like, because it's something that it's been remarked in many articles, is that we need to understand that our lesson in material should be planned based on students' interests and likes. Finally, we would like to draw attention for more localized research to be made in Colombia about this subject, so we can create more materials that can align with the reality of learners in Colombia. So that will be all for our literature review.
So finally, this is the code for our references, and thank you for your attention.